What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Medic on the Mic podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Heggie. I'm a lieutenant firefighter paramedic, a EMS educator, speaker, lifelong learner, and I happen to be a husband, a father to two sweet little boys, and I get to share my experiences and share my voice with all of you. And this has been a long time coming. I've been talking about this for a very long time. Buddy of mine, Cody, I was actually down teaching in Nebraska last year. And the guy I met down there, he made a big change in my life. And it was actually more of a challenge because I challenged him first. I was like, hey, I think that you need to go and you need to start teaching classes. And he's like, well, then I think that you need to start doing your podcast that you talked about. And I was like, all right. So a year later, I finally got all the excuses out and I'm finally doing this. This is episode 1 of the Medic on the Mic podcast. And I'm going to talk about like what this is all about. This is going to be a shorter one because it's just me and you talking. I'm going to talk about what this podcast is all about, why I'm doing it. It's not just because Cody challenged me to, but I'm going to talk to you about why I'm doing it and what the overall goals are and where I got my start and the lifelong changes that have really affected me to this day to get me to this point. So a little bit of background on me. I've been in fire EMS for almost 20 years. I grew up in Shelton, Washington, and I'm still here, actually. I work for our local fire department, and I've been there for, this will be 14 years now as a career firefighter paramedic and a paramedic in general. Be a paramedic for 14 years coming this summer. So I've learned a lot, and it's not just all about medicine. The people who I want to watch this, who I'm expecting to watch it, if they want to watch it, like, please come watch, is everybody. This isn't just fire EMS. This is stuff I'm going to talk about with my friends. Like, we're going to talk about imposter syndrome, mental health, breaking down, burnout, family relationships. Yeah, we're going to deal with some clinical stuff too. I'm going to teach you guys how to, do bleeding control. I have, tons of knowledge in the clinical setting too, but a lot of it is with personality, traits. Like I love talking with people, showing empathy where it matters. And because, sometimes like the best medicine is just talking with somebody, holding their hand. And I think we could all use a little bit of that in our life, just in general. So I think that by doing all this and by having these conversations and having all these people come on board that I'm going to talk to and have as guest speakers, we're going to go a long way and we're going to touch a lot of lives. And it's not just me doing it. I'm just a facilitator. It's all you guys who's going to be sharing it, who's going to be having these conversations with your friends and your family and all that type of stuff. So like I said, I've been doing this for about 20 years. Podcast, I'm finally doing it. I've had the excuse if I don't have a place to work. And if you actually looked around, this place is a mess right now still, but you can't see it because I could hide things. And I've had a lot of excuses, a lot. I've never felt like I was a person to actually have this conversation, to be in front of people. I literally being a keynote speaker, which, I've been a keynote a couple times and like I get to be a keynote again here in Utah come in December. So thank you and mad props to EMS Associates and Ellie and Doug down there. But I never thought I'd be in this realm. I was the quietest guy you never would have met when I was in school. Like, right? I was so quiet and shy, yet I was the catcher on the baseball team. I was a quarterback on the football team. I was in ROTC and I did armed individual exhibition drill. So the rifle spinning. My overall goal was to actually go in the military, right? It was to go in the military to be Army Special Forces. I had all my paperwork done. I was pumped for it because I needed that discipline in life. My mom and dad got divorced when I was like 5 or 6. And I never had that discipline, the routine, everything that I was looking for. That I loved teamwork, and I was going to get that by going to the military, but I had a blood condition that prevented me from doing so. So I'm like, what's the next best thing? I'm like, well, here I am. I signed up as a volunteer firefighter at Lake Cushman back in 2006. I didn't like medicine then. I loved fire stuff. I didn't know anything about it. It was just cool. And then I got the taste of medicine, and I understood. I did one ride along with my friends Sarah and James. And I was like, wow, like I think I should know this. We ran some critical calls and did some long transports. I'm like, medicine's where it's at. And medicine hasn't taught me just medicine. It's taught me life lessons, just conversing with people, which I had no skills to. When I was young, I thought that it was actually weird to talk to people. I'm like, why are you talking? Let's just go play. I'd rather do that. Let's play baseball. Let's play catch, whatever. I've had so much fun learning and growing and frankly going through some pretty messed up stuff, from scenes that I've been a part of to, I've literally pulled out multiple dead bodies out of fatality structure fires, car wrecks, working where I grew up. Oh my gosh, has that been a game changer? You know, how many times I walk up, I'm like, oh, hey, man. They're like, oh, hey, Brandon. I'm like, yeah, sorry you overdosed today. And because I went to high school with these people, I've had friends literally die in front of me. It's been crazy. I've learned a lot, and I cannot wait to share all of this with you guys. So over the upcoming weeks to months to years, which I hope this goes on for a long time, we're going to talk about decision making. We're going to talk about leadership and communication, how to grow yourself and how to see who you really actually are and understand the importance of the intelligence in which you have that you can strive and move forward in life, and give you little tools like yoga, meditation. I'm going to talk about a bunch of hippy dippy crap too, because this is real. It's unfiltered. It's going to be everything that I am, what I've experienced, because I need to share it with all of you because it's that important. Okay. It's so important because it's that shifted mindset of like, I'm stuck here to no. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to conquer. I was always told I would never be a public speaker. And that was from my paramedic instructor, the infamous Mike Smith. He's like, no, that's not your thing. You're not going to be a public speaker. I'm like, joke's on you now, Mike. He has passed away. And I love that man dearly because the way he practiced medicine is the way I do it today. But here I am. I am a author. I've written in Firehouse magazine. I write my own blogs. I have a website. I get asked to go speak all over the country. I'm working on doing much bigger things than I ever thought possible. I'm an officer at my fire department, and I keep working on that, even though I've been through absolute hell dealing with that stuff. And we'll talk about that later on too, because I'm sure I'm not the only one in this boat. We're going to talk about the things that I am passionate about. As you can tell, I'm getting kind of amped up. My heart rate's increasing. I literally have to stretch before I do this stuff because I'm so passionate about it. We're going to talk about so much, and I cannot wait for you to go along with me on this ride. So next episode, I'm thinking we'll talk about imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is the thing that's been holding me back. I have a full lecture on it, and I teach how to get through this because I'm finally doing it. Even when I was building the lecture, I was not through my imposter syndrome issues. I still have it, but doing this lecture, this talk right now, this podcast with you guys that you're all listening to or watching, like this is helping me get better. So yeah, it's about me, but it's also about you because I want to give you the tools that I'm using. Please listen up. We're going to talk about this. We're talking about how it affects like 80% of the population, like CEOs, medics, cops, like whoever, everyone has imposter syndrome. I swear. It's just no one knows what it actually is. So we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about my personal experiences and everything that is associated with it. So in the end, I'm going to wrap this up. It's going to be a super short one because this is just the intro, right? This is the beginning to a lot of crazy crap. And life's way more about just getting through the day. It's about evolving, learning, and making all these internal choices that we're going to do. And you being here and listening to me, giving me your trust to at least take up, anywhere from 10 minutes to 3 hours of your day. Depends on whatever we're doing, right? Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Medic on the Mic. Follow me on social media, and I'll be on Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts. Go to my website, www.brandonheggie.com for more information. Leave reviews, and I cannot wait to see you on the next episode of Medic on the Mic. See you soon, and stay safe.